readers, yesterday we worked on really deepening our understanding again. And what did we work on yesterday? We worked on questioning. And we talked about that we question 24/7. That questioning is really important. And that you should always question as you go. Well, another skill that really helps you deepen your understanding of a text is inferring. So readers deepen their understanding of a text by inferring. Well, when you infer, you use schema, which you guys all know is your background knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. Plus evidence, that's what you read in the book, and then you're able to make an inference. So some of the thinking stems or ways that you might start your sentence when you're inferring is, my guess is, maybe, perhaps. It could be that. This could mean, I predict, I infer. So we use schema, our background knowledge, plus evidence, and when we do that, we're able to infer. So we're going to try inferring today, and I'm going to keep track on a chart. I'm going to put your inferences over here, what evidence you have here, and if you're talking about schema, we'll write your schema also, okay? So, just looking at these, it says, who wears this glove? Should be these gloves, but looking at these gloves, turn and talk to your partner about what you're noticing about these gloves. What kind of an inference could you make?
Actually, they swoosh like when you're like building. It's all that gloves can be soft that goes on my life.
Okay, back to me.
And your hands get
All right, Devon, what's something that your group noticed about these gloves?
We noticed that they're covered in coal dust.
Coal dust.
See, the tips of the fingers and the palms are black. Have black on them.
Okay, so what can you infer?
I can infer that they were mining gloves.
Okay, mining gloves.
Or working gloves.
Because, why did you say?
Because they have black on the
palms?
On the palms and the fingertips.
All right. Jaren, what did you notice?
That they can be used for oil mining.
So you think they're oil rig gloves? Why? What's your evidence?
Because they're a little bit oil. It has a little bit oil on it.
Okay, you think it's oil, not coal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you're doing is you are inferring just by looking and making a guess about what you think. What else can you tell me about the person who wears these gloves, do you think? Natalie?
I could tell that they've been used a lot.
They've been used a lot. So the person works. And how can you tell that?
I could tell because, like,
What evidence do you have that they've been used a lot?
they're dirty and worn out.
Dirty and worn out. So what you guys are doing is you're using your schema and evidence. Well, you're using your schema and evidence to come up with inference is what you're doing. Okay, so you're inferring that they might be mining gloves. You're inferring that they might be oil rig gloves. You're saying that whoever wore them used them a lot and the person must work. Okay? You know, I'm seeing some green right here, almost like a grass stain. JC?
It could be armor.
A farmer?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it has gas stations, and on some farms they have stuff that needs oil.
Oh, and oil. So you think it has both, and that farmers would have oil in their equipment. Teretzi.
It might be a gardener's because it might,
Gardener.
because it looks like dirt, or it might be a mechanic.
So dirt, whoops, dirt and grass.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell something else about this person just by looking? This is the right hand, this is the left hand. What do you think?
The left one has a hole.
This is right.
Oh, the right one has a hole.
So what do you think about the person because of that? Donovan?
They must have used their left hand more,
Their
or
right
something
hand.
ripped it.
Okay.
Yeah, right hand.
So used right hand more.
Yeah.
So maybe right-handed.
I'm right-handed.
And we know that because the right glove has holes, right? So what you have done here is inferred. You used your schema. Someone mentioned that farmers would have equipment with oil, so that they thought maybe because of the grass stains and the oil it would be a farmer. So you used your schema, you used evidence. Just by looking at the gloves, you made some inferences about what you think, who wears this glove. Okay? Well, they're my gloves. And they are worn out, and I am right-handed. So that explains why there's a hole on this side. The other thing is they're dark, but it's the black that you see right here. It's probably from when I cook in a Dutch oven, because I use my gloves to lift the Dutch ovens out of the fire. But I do use them a lot in my yard, so that's why there's grass on them. This is another burn from the Dutch oven handle. So that's not coal you can see on there, but it's ash from the fire, okay? So, gardener, I have used them a lot. They're wore out, obviously, and I am right-handed. So you guys were able to infer, using your schema and evidence, the gloves were your evidence, to make some inferences about who might have wore these gloves. Well, we can do the same thing when we read. Yesterday, I did some inferring while I was reading. Do you remember me inferring that the teepees that he came up to were probably not the people he was following because they were already set up? So it had to be someone different. Do you remember me inferring when I read about the breeze in the cave?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I inferred that if there's a breeze blowing, there must be another opening somewhere so the air can move. So with the evidence from the text, the breeze blowing, I was able to infer that there might be another opening somewhere in that cave. So when you're reading today, what I would like you to do is make inferences from the evidence in the text and your schema, and you can use these stems to help you write about your thinking. My guess is, maybe, perhaps, it could be that. This could mean, I predict, and I infer. So remember that readers can deepen their understanding of a text by inferring. if you stop and really think about what you're reading, and you use your schema, and you make inferences, you will deepen your understanding of the text that you're reading. So today, as you're reading, we're going to do inferences. You're going to open your notebook. You're going to write today's date and inferring at the top. And when you make an inference, you can use one of these stems to start your thinking. You're going to write your inference in your notebook. Off you go.